Hey guys, what is going on? Jurgen from ZurGrinoSports here, and today we are doing a review of Fastlane, which happened last night as I'm recording this, and it'll be uploaded today. So yeah, last night. It was a shit show, a little bit. it was pretty bad. Just like last year, Fastlane was bad last year, if I remember correctly, and this year it was bad too. So I've actually gone ahead and written down little notes so I don't make a half-hour review like I usually do. Hopefully I can streamline it a bit, make it a little bit quicker. That way it's not as long, and that way you know what I'm saying. Alright, so on the pre-show, it was a tag match, cruiserweight tag match. Didn't matter. Okay match. Akira Tozawa is pretty over with the crowd, I'd say. He's gotten just going rah. He's gotten people to chant ah, rah, rah, rah. Kind of like the 10 chants and the yes chants. His energy kind of goes with the crowd, so he's getting over the crowd, which is good. Rich Swann is over with the crowd already, so he was over. Tag match, the faces won. It was a good way to get people's spirits up before the show, I guess. Whatever. Good match. It's a shame that the cruiserweight division is so shit. It's a shame that Noam Dar gets no reaction, kind of. Brian Kendrick isn't being given that good of creative when he's really good. It's just little things here and there. They're not doing the cruiserweight division that well. I don't know, man. They're dropping the ball with that shit, and they have since they started it after the Cruiserweight Classic. So I don't know. Decent match. The faces won. It's what you'd expect from the pre-show. Then the main show started with Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn. I was kind of surprised to see this started. I was expecting maybe a tag team match or Sasha and Nia to start. But they started off with Joe and Sami Zayn. It was a pretty good match. Went for a decent amount of time. Joe won, as he should have. Right decision, in my opinion, from the WWE. Joe looked dominant as fuck, but it wasn't a squash match. So it kind of served both people well. Sami Zayn is unbelievable at selling, which makes me kind of worried for him, because Dolph is unbelievable at selling. And I think maybe that's part of the reason why he never really got the big push, because he was so good at making other people look good. Hopefully that doesn't happen to Sami Zayn, because he definitely deserves to have the Daniel Bryan-esque underdog storyline, is what I'm trying to say, and win the title at a big pay-per-view. So yeah, good match. Joe started off the show with a win. If I remember correctly, it was with the choke. Yeah, good match. Both of them looked good. Joe looked dominant. Good match. Served a purpose. Next, you had the tag title matches. Tag title match, sorry, not plural. You had the Club and Enzo and Cass. Enzo and Cass have kind of gotten a little bit stale, and they've lost a little bit of momentum since they debuted. They haven't really handled Enzo and Cass well. They've handled the tag division on Raw pretty shit in general. Neither the Club or Enzo and Cass are all too credible right now. They're both a little bit stale, but if you give them time in the ring, they'll give you something good, and they did last night. Enzo and Cass just work. You got the little guy who fights, and then he gets beat up, and then he does the hot tag to the big guy who comes in fucking Rex's house. I just hit my mic by accident. Who comes in Rex's house. Yeah. And then the Club are great when they're booked as dominant people, like they were in New Japan. So, good match. The finish was kind of weird. It was a shenanigans finish. I think it was Carl Anderson had Enzo pinned. Enzo had his foot on the rope. Gallows pushed it off as the ref was counting. Ref didn't see it. 1, 2, 3. The Club retain. Club should have probably retained. I think they need to save Enzo and Cass's win for a Big Four pay-per-view. I would say Mania, but I think they'd get a bigger pop at SummerSlam, since SummerSlam's in Brooklyn. So I don't know if they want to hold off until SummerSlam, or if the plan is having them win them at Mania. Either way, both is good. They deserve a win on one of those stages. Next up, you had Sasha versus Nia. It was an okay match. It was nothing special. You can't really expect anything special with Nia. Yet she's still pretty new. In a couple years, she could probably pull off some show stealers. Maybe, I don't know. I don't see. She's big and she's intimidating, I guess. So like she has that going for her, but she's not like a good wrestler, really anything special in my opinion. But WWE called her up on the main roster. I don't know, man. Just this one. Nia won the last one. Vince loves that fitty booking. Yeah, it was kind of needed, though, because you need Sasha to have a win, because I'm assuming they're going to do a either triple threat or fatal four-way at Mania for the women's title. So you kind of needed to give her a win. Sasha got a win with a roll-up, but apparently it was botched. She was supposed to grab the ropes to give leverage to, like, start her heel turn, but apparently it didn't look like she was close, because when she did the roll-up, O'Connor roll, I think it's what it's called, the version of the roll-up, she had like her hands on the mat, and it looked like she was reaching for something with her one hand. I was like, why is she reaching for something? I was like, is she reaching for the ropes? And I didn't know if that was a botch or if that was just like she couldn't position herself to get her hand down on the mat, but apparently she was supposed to reach for the ropes. She couldn't reach it from the position they were in, so I guess they botched that finish. Also, Nia sucks at selling, man. She was in the bank statement, and instead of looking like she was in pain, she just kind of lifted her arm up and was like, am I going to tap? No, I'm going to put my arm down. I'm going to try and claw out of it. No, I'm good. She sucks at selling, man. I don't know. She needs to sell better. But yeah, Sasha won, kind of needed, but 50-50 booking isn't a positive. Then you had 2 filler matches, and as soon as they had these matches, I knew the main event was going to be short. And it was, and we'll get to that later. But fuck me, this almost ruined my night, because we all know what was going to happen in the main event, but I was expecting a bit, I don't know, man, we'll get to it. Cesaro versus Jinder Mahal, because now I guess Rusev and Jinder are in a rivalry now, because Jinder wanted to go out on his own, and Rusev was like, I made you, bitch, what the fuck you mean? And then they asked Mick Foley for matches, and he's like, okay, you'll find competition for you. So Cesaro fought Jinder Mahal at Fastlane in a match that lasted more than a minute, because it was filler, and it needed to be filler. Cesaro should have won, and he did, with his super European uppercut, or whatever the very European uppercut is what he actually calls it, because Jinder got distracted by Rusev, because Rusev and Jinder got into a fight before the match. Rusev laid out, Jinder laid out Rusev. Rusev got up near the end of the match. He looked at him, he got distracted, he got beat. It was an okay match, but it was filler, so fuck it. Then Big Show faced Rusev, and this pissed me off, because I saw Big Show come down, I'm like, okay, Rusev can get a good win against a guy who's still intimidating, because of all the shit he's done in WWE over the years. He still has credibility. Good win for Rusev, build him up a bit for Mania. Nope, Big Show won clean. In 2017, against an up-and-coming star, Rusev, 2017, Big Show wins clean after his Mania match with Shaq has been canceled. So he has nothing to be built for. What the fuck does he need to be built for? Nothing. He doesn't have a match at Mania for him to need to look strong. What some people were saying was maybe it was punishment for Rusev getting his hair cut, because the WWE want you to approve everything with them, tattoos, anything to change your appearance, I guess, you have to approve with them. And some people are thinking maybe Rusev didn't approve his haircut, and that was punishment. Rusev hit like three of his like jumping kicks to Big Show, and he didn't win. And then Big Show hit him with 3 choke slams and a KO punch in the corner, pinned him. It was a filler match, which was bullshit. Big Show won clean, which was bullshit. Maybe it was punishment for his haircut, or maybe Vince is just fucking retarded. I don't know, man. It was shit. It was shit. And then we had Neville versus Jack Gallagher. It was a good match. Neville won. Should have. He should probably keep the title to SummerSlam, maybe, and then build somebody up in that time to take it from him. He's the best thing in the Cruiserweight division right now, so there's no reason to take it off of him. He did win with the Red Arrow, though, which is weird. Gallagher was doing headbutts on the top turnbuckle, laid him out, and then it got into a position where Neville could use the Red Arrow. So he won with his high-flying finisher. They used his face. I wasn't the biggest fan of that, but it is what it is. The right man won. Whatever, moving on. Not much to say about it. It's, textbook. It's just what happened, and it should have happened. They did it right. That's just how it happened. Just the finish was a bit weird. Then you had Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman, and I got excited for this because they've been doing decent shit on Raw. Braun Strowman has been developing very well, considering everybody wanted him out of the company when he debuted a year ago. And now he's really good. And everybody was thinking, okay, build up Braun, have Undertaker come in, screw Roman for eliminating him at the Rumble, set that up, Braun gets a win. Easy peasy. Roman won fucking clean. Roman Reigns won clean. Roman Reigns was wearing some weird ass shoes where like half of it was white and half of it was black. It was like really distracting for some reason because you're used to him wearing like all black with like the body armor and the fucking army pants and whatever the fuck. It was really distracting, and it probably shouldn't have been, but it was. Yeah, he won clean. I think Braun needed it. Roman didn't need shit, man. Like, just have Undertaker show up, screw Roman, and that's perfect. You get their match set up, where Roman's probably going to win, which is bullshit in itself, but that's a different subject. And then you got Braun looking strong to win the Andre Battle Royal, probably. That's probably going to be what he's going to do, because based on results later in the show, you know, he's not fighting for the U.S. title. He's not fighting for anything. So that's the only thing I can see him with, because he's not going to fight Roman. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck off. Fuck Roman Reigns, man. They give him everything. Raw officially stands for Roman always wins, I guess, because he does. It's just Super Cena 2.0, and it's maybe even worse, man. Roman's fucking terrible. Then you had Bayley versus Charlotte, and I saw this match. I was like, shit, man, they're going to steal the show, maybe. This is going to be good. Nah. It was an okay match, but it was a fucking stupid-ass finish. Fuck off with this. Whoever was booking this was fucking retarded. Bayley and Charlotte had a good match, and then at the end, Sasha Banks comes down, attacks Charlotte, and then helps Bayley win. Bayley, the ultra mega babyface who everybody loves, cheated to win with the help of another babyface, and the heel got fucked out of the championship. First of all, Bayley should have been DQ'd when Sasha Banks came down to the ring and attacked Charlotte, which the ref saw plain as day. And it's not like it was like an attack where like, oh, he missed it because it was a split second. They literally like scuffled for a bit. Then like, I don't know what the fuck was happening, but it's just, I don't know what they were doing, man. Yeah, Bayley should have been DQ'd. They threw away. Okay, they booked themselves into a fucking corner with Charlotte's streak. Now, I'm not a big fan of this streak. It deprived Sasha Banks of a lengthy title run. Sasha Banks is probably my favorite women's wrestler on the roster. On Raw, at least. For sure on Raw. On SmackDown, it's probably Mickie, because she's one of my all-time favorites. But on Raw, Sasha Banks is my favorite female wrestler. And she deserves a long title reign. As a heel, preferably. She's better as a heel, but long title reign nonetheless. And they booked themselves into a corner with that fucking bullshit streak. And they made it a hot potato thing, which, to be fair, at the time, I didn't call it hot potato because I thought it was going to serve a purpose. I thought it was going to be back and forth, and at the last pay-per-view, it would be the last one. Then Charlotte would fend off Bayley, and then Sasha would climb her way back in, and they'd have this big like crescendo at Mania where she beats the streak finally, and then she holds the title until SummerSlam, maybe the next Mania, a long time. They didn't do that. They threw away the streak at not even a B pay-per-view. Fastlane isn't even a B pay-per-view. It's like a C pay-per-view. They threw away the streak at a C pay-per-view, which is fucking bullshit. The streak that they fucking diminished the respect of the title and the division with, they threw away for nothing. I don't know, man. What I'm hoping is tonight on Raw, Stephanie comes out, reverses the decision, vacates the title, and then it's Bayley versus Charlotte versus Sasha and possibly Nia Jax. For me, I would not include Nia Jax. I don't think she deserves. Okay, it's hard to say she doesn't. She works her ass off, obviously, but I don't think she's ready or at the level to be in a like co-main event WrestleMania title match. Like, she's not at that level yet. Maybe in a year or two, maybe. But for Mania, right at this moment, I wouldn't put her in the match. They probably will, but you know, I wouldn't personally. But the three of them, Bayley, Charlotte, and Sasha, definitely should be in there. And then Sasha should win, and she should win and turn heel at Mania or heel in the build-up, because it looks like that's what they're going to do with her. They're finally going to turn her back heel, which is good because she's better as a heel. So Yeah. Next we had. I don't know, man. It's yeah. So if they don't reverse the decision and they actually threw away the streak at Fastlane, they're fucking retarded, man. It's been a hot potato the whole time, and they just don't know what to do with the division. And I'm not saying I wanted Charlotte to win back the title. She shouldn't have the title for another year or maybe two, because she's had fucking 5 title reigns, and she's been on the roster for what, like a year and a half, almost 2 years now. 6 title reigns, 5 title reigns. Are you fucking kidding me, man? She's good, but she's come on now. Yeah, it's weird. I wouldn't have her won the title, but they could have done a DQ. And yeah, people get pissy about DQ finishes at pay-per-views and stuff, but they booked themselves into a corner. That would have been the best way to fucking build it up for Mania. And they're like, nah, let's just throw away the streak that we fucked our division with at Fastlane. I don't know. If they don't reverse the decision and lead up to Mania that way, they just fucked it. I don't know what they're doing with the women's division. They're fucking up real bad. And now it comes to the main event, which I was dreading the moment it got announced, because everybody knew what was going to happen. Everybody maybe had little hopes of what they would maybe do, because, you know, you got to be hopeful, you got to be optimistic maybe. I don't know. They didn't. Goldberg won. And he won in 22 seconds. 22 fucking seconds to win the main championship in 2017, to go to the main event of WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar for the main title in 2017. This pisses me the fuck off. Before we get into why, Kevin Owens is brilliant. The way they did it was, before the bell even rang, Kevin Owens got out of the ring doing his like mind games thing, and he kept like playing chicken, getting in and out of the ring. He gets into the ring finally. He's like, okay, let's do this. He's about to like go, Jericho's music plays, and then they ring the bell. Goldberg hits a spear, hits the jackhammer, 1, 2, 3, done. Goldberg has had 2 matches. He's been in the ring for... last night was 22. The other night was a minute 26. 108 seconds? He's wrestled for 108 seconds. And he's Universal Champion. Are you fucking kidding me? In 2017, man. Fuck off. I'm really starting to get pissed off with Vince's tendency to rely on part-timers for Mania. Because you could argue, oh, but nobody's big enough to main event for the casual fans. That's not, like, that's easily fixable. Vince just has to fucking book them well to make them credible. Kevin Owens is a future Hall of Famer if he stays in WWE long enough. He's brilliant. People like Sami Zayn, people like Cesaro, they could tear the fucking house down in the main event of Mania if you just book them correctly. But Vince doesn't, because he goes and calls his fucking 7-foot tall people, he goes and calls his fucking muscle stack people, those people who are all fucking swollen, all that bullshit, and he's like, hey, I'll pay you millions of dollars, maybe not millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars, to wrestle for 22 fucking seconds. Imagine how much money Goldberg made for doing his entrance, standing in the ring for a couple minutes, doing 2 moves, and then celebrating. Imagine how much money he made for that, dude. That's probably more money that I'm going to make in the next 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. For 22 seconds, man. It's fucking bullshit. And it gets me pissed off that Vince has this tendency to fucking rely on the part-timers, because the company's going to go into the fucking ground if he doesn't get his head wrapped around the fact that he needs to build what he currently has. Because guess what? Goldberg, he's like 50. Brock Lesnar, he's going to get too old to compete soon. The Rock is going to get too old to compete soon. Who the fuck is he going to bring back? Who's he going to bring back? Nobody. Shawn's not coming back, and he's going to get too old soon. Triple H is getting old. John Cena's doing part-time now. He literally has nobody that he's previously established. The only person he's trying to establish as this top guy is Roman Reigns, and nobody fucking wants him because he's not ready for it, and he's not meant to be that babyface guy yet. So Vince is fucking clueless. He's going to run the company into the ground if he doesn't stop relying on part-timers. Because Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg for the main championship at WrestleMania in 2017 is unacceptable. It's fucking bullshit. I might genuinely stop watching Mania after the co-main event. Because that's going to be a shit show. The one at 20, their match at 20 was a shit show. Their match at fucking... what are we coming up against? 33? Is it the 33rd one this year? I think so. It's fucking ridiculous, man. It is. They've fucked it. They could have had Kevin Owens versus Jericho, which they've been building since SummerSlam, a nice slow build for like 2 championships on the line in the main event of Mania, and it could have been brilliant. But they decided, hey, you know the 2 people who have faced 2 times already, and the record is 2-0 for one of the guys, so a third match isn't a tiebreaker, so it's fucking useless. Hey, let's give them that match. Oh, and you know what? Better yet, let's make it the main event. Oh, and better yet, let's give them the title so we can justify making it the main event. It's bullshit, man. I'm pissed off about it. In 5 years, they're gonna have no part-timers to rely on, and Vince is gonna be like, oh, my roster isn't good enough to main event. It's like, that's all his fault, man. He's fucking it. Once he's gone out of the company, give Triple H creative control, man. Triple H knows what he's doing. You could see that from NXT. You need good writers, though, as well. If you have Triple H, who knows what he's doing, who knows the importance of building connections with outside companies, who knows the importance of building your current talent and not relying on the part-timers, if you just give him control and give him a good writer, I think he could steer the WWE in a good direction. But the way it's going with Vince, it's bullshit. It's and I may be overreacting, you know. Maybe it's me overreacting, but look at the main events of the last few years. Last year, Triple H was in the main event. This year, Brock Lesnar and Goldberg are going to be. The year before, 32, fucking Brock was in the main event. In 30, Batista was in the main event, which is fine. And Daniel Bryan won, which is fine. But Batista was done, and he came back as a part-timer. And he was in the main event. WrestleMania 29? Who was in the main event? Exactly. 28 was fucking... 29 was John and fucking The Rock. 28 was John and The Rock. 27 was the only one where they didn't have a part-timer in the main event in the match. But The Rock interfered. So a part-timer made the match. The Miz wasn't even a main attraction in the match. He was just like a fucking cog in the machine. I don't know, man. It's 26 with Shawn and Taker. They deserved it though. They weren't part-timers. They were still wrestling then. But it's since 27, it's been a shit show. All the Manias. They've been shit shows for the most part. So, I don't know. Hopefully they can turn it around. Hopefully next year's Mania won't be dog shit, because 32 was absolute fucking ass. I don't know, man. It's... let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Did you like the show? Did you not like it? I personally did not like it. I'd give it a 4 out of 10. Yeah, it was shit. It was garbage. This is the reason I can see, I haven't been watching Raw religiously because I have fucking assignments due for university every Monday, so I get caught up with that shit. But, I'm glad I haven't been watching Raw, because if the rest of Raw is like Fastlane was the past couple months, I'm glad I haven't been watching it, because that was shit. The only good thing I can remember is the Festival of Friendship. That's it. That's it. And they're not even going to go with the one thing that they've done right for their main angle at Mania. It's bullshit, man. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, share it with all your friends. All that good shit. Do you think Mania is going to be good this year or not? Let me know down below. All that shit. And I'll see you guys next time.